You're watching Jazz's Rockin Roadshow here in Kyoto, Japan. We are about to go in the Shikikawa market. Let's check it out. This market stretches for 5 blocks. Lots of things. I'll try one in a little bit, thank you. But there's lots of things to try, to eat and drink. And our musical guest this week is hALF. So let's play one of the videos. So there's lots of food and good stuff, good smells and lots of food around here. You can stop off, get something to eat. You can just sit down at one of these little restaurants, markets, and enjoy yourself. So I think I'm gonna have to get an octopus inside quail egg and a tiny little beer. Can I get one of these? One and one of these? Yes. Okay. He's cooking it up. Thank you. All right, let's give it a try. Thank you. Well, if I'm going to be sick for the next few days, I know why. Very good though. With a little beer to wash it down. A bit chewy. So it's very interesting. They have continually playing on the loudspeaker. In the interest of manners, please enjoy the food that you bought in front of the shop in which you bought it. To preserve manners. In other words, don't walk around and make a mess of things. All right. Got grilled squid with mayo. Yum. Oh, that's good. This is where we are. We want to go up to all of these arches. These are the arches at Fushimi Inari Shrine. And if you're wondering what all the writing is, that's people that have donated money to the shrine. And the more they donate, from what I understand, the bigger arch they get. Which means, right here, we can donate some money and get our own arch. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So the mountain is considered sacred. So once you pass a certain point on your journey up here, there's no more restrooms. And they make a point to tell you that, so that you know. Which makes me wonder how far I've come versus how far I have to go yet to get to, apparently there's a top. Temperatures dropped quite a bit, so that's nice. It's not as humid. It's a bit damp. So, this is for purifying yourself before you get to the shrine. Fill it with water. You rinse your left hand, and then you do your right hand. You do your mouth. And that's the act of purifying yourself before you get to the shrine. I honestly did not realize that this was going to be such a pilgrimage when I came here today. I was just looking for something to do in Kyoto. Something fun. This has turned into a bit more than that, but it is an adventure and I am having fun. I hope you're enjoying it too. This is really cool. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just really cool. I'm in Kyoto, Japan, at a shrine up in the mountains. It is absolutely beautiful up here. I wish you all could be here, but you can see it if you watch the show. This was definitely worth the walk, the hike up the mountain. Very peaceful, very surreal up here. You know, when you think of Japan, a lot of times you think of the cities, you know, Tokyo and all the busyness of the city streets and stuff, but there is a lot of greenery in Japan that I think, you know, we don't think about sometimes. And this would be one of them. I'm at a shrine up in the mountains of Kyoto. I'm gonna hang out up here at the shrine for a little while, but in the meantime, check out this hALF interview. So hey, I'm Jazz, you're watching Jazz's Rockin Roadshow, and this is Mr. Sean Nestor.
Hello.
And together we are the founding members of hALF. And since this episode is being shot in Japan somewhere, probably Tokyo or Kyoto or somewhere, figured we would pre-record an interview for the show, right?
Oh, I thought that's where we were. It's been a long day.
It has been a long
It's
day.
a long day.
So actually, we're sitting here where we shot the Good Day video. And we actually pretty much right here. And Demi Dog, hey buddy. Hey, you're a star. See? You're a TV star. He's like, what? You got a beer for me?
No, never again.
No more beer. So one time we were doing hALF rehearsal, and Demi came down and started drinking Baileys with us and beer. He had Baileys and beer.
Yeah.
Did not end well for him that night. I remember him trying to like jump on the couch and totally biff it. I mean, it was funny at first, but it got bad whenever he looked at me like, what is going on?
Yeah, I think the highlight was when he went to charge up the steps and just actually never started to ascend.
No, no. So beer and hALF is a common theme in our life, I think. But yeah, so let's talk about hALF. So I don't know if we started in 2016 or 17. It would have been late 2016, I think.
Probably say 16, yeah.
2016, I rode a bicycle from St. Augustine, Florida to San Diego, California, and did a documentary about it so that I could write the trip off with taxes. Oh, did I say that? I didn't say that. We'll edit that part out. Anyway, and so I needed music for the documentary, and I went down to the basement and recorded like, I don't know, I wrote like, 8 or 10 songs or something, just pieces of music, not really songs. But I recorded the drums and guitars and stuff, just did it real quick one day. The next day I woke up and I was going to record the solos. And I'm like, this is stupid. Why don't I just call Sean? Because you can outplay me any day of the week. And I called you. I think you came over like an hour or so later. It must have been a weekend, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was a Saturday. That's why we had all day.
Yeah. And you did all the solos. So we actually recorded, I wrote, recorded, and mixed the soundtrack for the documentary in 3 days. And that's the album called Ride. It's instrumental. So,
And I hadn't heard any of them until I got here.
that's true. So after we did that, we're like, wow, this is kind of fun. And I started writing all these other instrumentals. So we did hALF, self-titled album, the yellow album with the Ferris wheel thing. And called you over. And I think we had, Anthony Leone played on 1 or 2 songs with you. And I think that was the only guest that we had on that album.
I'm I'm pretty sure that was the only. There might have been one other person.
One of the, Sean Donahue, I
thought
think, played on one of the tunes.
Yeah,
This Is Not Goodbye, I think.
I thought that he was
Yeah.
on that one. I tend to get, especially the instrumental albums, I tend to get the recording process and the names a little bit mixed up. But that was we had folks who wanted to play, but would not do it cold. And
because we would never play the songs for anybody. Be like, come on over and you can hear the song you're going to play on. You're going to be out of your wheelhouse.
And that's half of the just spontaneity of it, I think. Yeah, but versus, oh, I rehearsed this, I mapped it out, I this, that, and the other. It's like, I've never had an opportunity to map out jack squat for anything here.
Right. Yeah, which led to some very long recording sessions at times. And times that when we did the Laniakea album, I remember we had Danny Corso from Union of Souls over. And what was the other band he played in?
Sacred Dominion.
Sacred Dominion.
That reminds me, Danny still has my ESP.
Danny.
We're talking years.
So Laniakea was the third album, still an instrumental. It was a concept album. Laniakea means the immeasurable heavens. And we started out, each song goes further and further into the solar system. So you started out Sol Invictus as the sun, Messenger of the God, Venus, and then Venetian Skies and Terra Gaia Earth, or whatever that song is.
One of the happiest songs ever.
Yes, it really was. And each song, you went to a different planet until finally you got to Laniakea. So Danny comes over, and I think it was Messenger of the God, which was, it's the theme song for Jazz's Rockin Roadshow. And I don't even think Danny knows that, but it's the song that's on the end of the show and the beginning. Danny came over and we're playing, and you remember we spent all day, literally, like we were here, we were all sick of each other.
Well, that evolved into a lot of different stuff too, because harmonies that were never going to be there, and it was like, hey, why don't we do this? Hey, why don't we do this?
Yeah.
And it's always better to have all this stuff there and not use it than to say, man, I wish we'd have.
But if you remember what happened, we got tired of everything. We were sick about. We were all at each other's throat at this point, because this has been like 6, 7, 8 hours. We stopped. We went down to Monico's, which is a little pub by my house that we live at, or at least we used to live at all the time. Went down there, had some more beers, got some food. We came up and we erased everything we did for the whole day and started over.
And it was
pretty quick after that. Yeah. No, but by this time we'd actually. So we'd started to catch on a little bit as an instrumental group, and at this time it was just me and him, me and you, together playing. But on Laniakea we brought in a bunch of guest players. So we had like Matt Ferrante did drums, Matt Kashner, although I think he changed his last name since then.
Yes.
Played drums on a tune. Ralph McCartney played bass. Sean Donahue Sr.
Matt Permani Brace.
Yes. Donahue's played guitar, Corso played guitar, Mike Hammer played the organ on Laniakea.
Al played bass on Terra Gaia.
Al Peden played on, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
which, again, one of the reasons why that is the happiest song in the world.
Exactly.
The little bass licks that Al put in there, I still sit there and I got a lot of hair on my arm, so if it makes it stand up, it's doing its job.
Right, and then he played a fretless bass. In fact, we're going to play the video for Terra Gaia Earth from hALF. This is Jazz, and you're watching Jazz's Rockin Roadshow, and I'm in Kyoto, Japan at the Railway Museum, about to walk underneath the train. Let's check it out. I have literally never been under a train before. So this is a bullet train. I rode a bullet train from Tokyo to Kyoto a few days ago. Man, look how sweet that is. It's just aerodynamic. It looks like it's going a million miles an hour without even moving. In all reality, the train that I was on, the bullet train from Tokyo to Kyoto, does 199 miles per hour. And I have that from a reliable source. I got that from my brother, who is a train buff and knows everything trains. So there you have it. I'm going to check out the rest of these trains. In the meantime, let's watch the rest of the hALF interview.
This is the first beer. This is actually
Don't lie to
first
me.
beer I've had in a while. I'm out of beer, so I've been drinking rum. I didn't say it's first drinking, man. I said it's first beer. Lighten up, Francis. Jeez.
Our debut show was the Millville Music Festival
Yes.
as a four-piece.
In a now defunct
Good Time Bar?
Good Time
Yeah,
Bar
I think it was, yeah.
that is no more. Little trivia about the Good Time Bar. They filmed an episode, or at least some scenes from an episode of Sons of Anarchy there.
Did they really?
They most certainly did.
I did not know that.
I don't know that because I don't really watch a whole lot of Sons of
Yeah.
Anarchy, but the staff were very, very happy and pleased to tell us that happened. So, yeah.
So, here's a little trivia. I was watching Sons of Anarchy when I was in Florida. I was doing a show down in Florida. I was down there with Sebastian Moreno. God bless you, buddy. We miss you. And I swear, I'm like, did I just see Rob and Lips from Anvil on an episode of Sons of Anarchy, right? Like they were like gun runners or something. So I leave the hotel. I meet up with Sebastian. And so Sebastian Moreno used to be in Anvil, and he used to play in Overkill. He was a guitar player. So I meet up with Sebastian, and I'm telling him, I'm like, dude, I was halfway asleep, but I swear I saw Lips and Rob on Sons of Anarchy. He's like, oh, you probably did. Let's call him. So we're trying. He calls him, and they're like, Sebi, because they all call him Sebi, right? And anyways. We started chatting. It was so surreal because it was just like, oh, let's call the guys from Anvil and see. They're like, yeah, it was pretty cool. Like they called us to be on the show. I'm like, man, you ride each wave that you get, man. Any opportunity, take it, jump.
Yeah, the last we saw the guys from Anvil was out in Imperial, PA.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Those guys were higher than any kite I've ever flown in my life.
Yeah, I think I got a contact high, like walking past their vehicle, and I think it was just from the exhaust.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
So we played the Good Time Bar. That was our first show. And then we did Laniakea. And by this time, like we're starting to get a little underground traction as an instrumental band, which was weird. Because I remember when we played the first show, we had Jamie, the current drummer, that plays live with us, and then we got Mike Hammer, who mixed the one album for us. He played bass, and it was so weird because none of us knew how to act, because it's like, it's just all instrumental. Like, what faces do I make? Do I look at the audience? Do I look away? Do I look at my shoes? How do I introduce this song?
Yeah, there's really no rap that you're supposed to do.
Right, like, this is a song about whatever. Hum along,
Yeah, and Jamie's sitting there. He says, I see these names, and I don't know which one's which. I have to wait till he starts counting and he starts playing, and I'm like, okay, it's that one.
Yeah. So it was rough. I mean, it really was a rough get going for us.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't really appreciate. People say, "Oh, it sucks when you forget the words." I'm like, of course, it sucks when you forget the words of a song.
At least
Sucks
you
even
had-
worse when there are no words.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it does afford you a lot of poetic license,
Right.
you know, but because you're not going to keep scatting and just going on.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and you
that's-
can't hide behind anything. It's like,
Oh.
you know, you have a solo in a regular song, what is it, maybe 15, 20 seconds, 30 if you're Zach Wilde. But like with this, it's like, okay, from the start to the end,
Oh, yeah.
have fun playing that solo. Ingve.
Yeah.
Ingwe.
A good Jay?
No,
Jay?
not Jay.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Not Ingve J. Malmsteen.
Okay, I was going
That's
to
a
say,
different
by
guy.
no means. Yeah, I think, that's true, though. You figure that it still goes by pretty fast, because you're in the midst of it. But at the same time, it's not, like a portion of that song. It's like you are the melody of that song. There just aren't words.
Yeah, I've been called the melody maker of my generation by those who know me.
Oh, I don't know who those people were, but
Okay, so fast forward. I had some songs that I always wanted to do from bands, like cover tunes, that I always wanted to record from bands. And I thought, like, this is a great song. It's just the band can't play it. It's like Slade doing "Come On, Feel the Noise." It's like, yeah, it's a great song, but when you hear "Quiet Riot," dude, it's like, yeah, okay.
it was definitely an effort to listen to it.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I Have the Moon. Yeah,
yeah,
it's a great song.
But yeah, I remember Jazz saying, "Don't commit yourself to it. Don't get too into it because it doesn't have to be like this."
Right.
And so that was, and it's not. It is, but it's not. I think that no offense, guys, but I think it's infinitely better than the original performances.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's polished, but it's not overly polished. It's just good.
Yeah.
You know.
So like we did that, and like Angel Whisperer from Ramesses B. Like I picked some very obscure, weird tunes.
Well, I think also the reason a lot of this bled into 2020 was that's when
Everything shut down.
things happened,
Yeah.
and
So I was living at the studio just recording all these songs.
yeah, I think that's what really birthed that complete album. It was you had all those. I mean, some of them are way obviously popular and everything, but a lot of those other ones, I'm like, I don't know what the heck this is. But
Like Ask the Mountains, that was a Vangelis song. You have Bjork, Unravel.
Yep.
Yeah, we did a Four Non Blonde song, but we didn't do the song. We did one of the. So anyway, that all became the Good Days album, which essentially is a cover album. But we didn't set out to do that, but we were just like, I want to record all these songs I always wanted to do. So you came over and sang them, and then we remixed. We actually remixed and re-recorded part of The Desert from the movie soundtrack, as Mike Ofka added some guitar parts. We remixed that, and then
we had a lot of guests on that one too.
we did.
Musically,
Absolutely.
I think we, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say Donahue was there too on that.
Drifting. Mhm.
I think Josh Shank.
Josh Shank, he's a very good drummer, friend of ours, who actually played a half-wheel show for us when we played in Florida on a TV station down there, and Jamie, our drummer, couldn't go, so we went down with Josh. He flew in from Erie, so thank you, Josh. Love you, buddy. Yeah, and so I had this one song that I had it for a couple years, and it was just this dun 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 dun. It's a good day, and I don't know. It was kind of cool, but I was kind of like, this could go either way. Like I
Still can.
Yes, exactly. And I really didn't put much credence in it. Like I thought, I'm just gonna record this song, but okay, whatever. And originally I wanted to do it with Jessica Raggi from Lucky Me, like you and her sing it as like a duet. Mm-hmm. But we had her come over and she sang on Unravel, the Bjork song.
Although it's a, I guess, quasi duet. We didn't sing it. We were never in the room together.
They were never in the room together. I had her. I had you. I
Can't
think you
stand
did
each other.
Yeah, right.
Just
Yeah.
hate each other. So Jess and I were not in the same room at any given point. However, you would never know it from the recording itself.
Right.
She did a really, really amazing job on that.
So we had her
job.
sing on that, but she didn't do it on. She ended up not singing on the song "Good Day," which actually kind of became the title track. The name of the album's "Good Days," and that song kind of took off for us. it was crazy.
I think it was, again, you know, cliche, perfect storm, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, think of the state that everything was in at that given point in time. And
Yeah, like all these bands were doing like quarantine sessions and quarantine recordings and lockdown sessions and whatever.
everybody
was
was angry.
Everybody was
doom and
angry.
gloom
And we took the total opposite approach and just said, it's a good day, man. It's a good day to do this and that and the other thing. And honestly, I stand by that. Like, you know, but so that song started to get a little traction. And then
that started to get traction
Real
really
quick.
quickly.
yeah, like
Yeah.
the video got like crazy amounts of views. Like it was nuts. And, you know,
Well, why don't you, this is a perfect segue to, so did you guys, how'd you storyboard that video? How'd you script that video?
yeah, so here's what happened with the video. The video kind of came about just like the album did. So when we went to shoot the album cover and all that, remember I had everything set up and it was going to be this nice like photo, you know, like Olin Mills type thing or whatever. And we did it and all that, and it just didn't feel right. We're like, screw this, let's go down to Monica's and have some drinks. And we took a bunch of pictures of ourselves at Monica's. We're like, that's the insides and everything else.
inside.
The album cover for Good Days is actually a little pub. Let me tell you this little side note. I was doing a show in Switzerland, right? In Basel. Basel, what's it all about, Basel? Right, Basel, whatever it's called. Well, there's a place there that I found this out on the last day because I was just looking for something to do. And they're like, yeah, you know, there's a bridge. And if you go across that bridge, you can go into Germany and then you can go into France. And I'm like, get out of here. So my goal for that day is I'm going to drink beers in 3 different countries and I'm going to walk to get there. So I cheated. I took the train to get to the one spot, but then I walked across the bridge and I drank in Germany. And then I went into this little town in France. And
Is that where the naked ladies dance?
once I was there,
Okay,
yeah,
just
you better
checking.
believe it.
All right.
But yeah, I took that picture, and it's the it's the brewery by the church, I think. And of course, you know, we photoshopped hALF and all that into the signage, but that's where that photo came from. So yeah, so same thing with the video. We were going to set up and do this big video and all this, that, and everything, and just nothing felt right. And we're like, screw it. And we were sitting out here, acoustic guitar. We're like, we had a GoPro, and I was like, dude, why don't you come over? We're just gonna reshoot this video outside sitting here. You came over in the truck, that's where we got you coming up and like all that.
Yeah.
Demi was here. And the best part though, I'll let you tell the best part about that video.
We were done with the video. We thought we were done with the video. And
That's true.
right across the street,
For reasons unbeknownst to us.
And we were not drinking that much at all. So I will tell you that honestly.
We were drinking a lot.
And so look across the street, and you see one of the neighbors in the area had their kids out there, and their kids had those inflatable dinosaur costumes and were little clear spots so you can see out. And the one child said, I want to ride the dirt bike wearing this. And being a wonderful mom, said, I will acquiesce and you get on that dirt bike.
Right.
And
God
so
bless.
we said, hey, I know it seems weird, but can we film these kids on the dirt bikes on the in the dinosaurs? She's, sure.
The funny part about that though, I remember saying, like, I'm not gonna ask them, like, whatever they do, I'll just shoot on video, because if they get hit by a car, I don't want to be the reason they got hit by a car. Like,
I want plausible deniability.
this was on
Any
them.
given-
I had nothing to do with it.
But yeah, that is one of the funniest things or quirkiest things, and everybody says, well, how'd you get them to do that? I'm like, we just walked out.
Yeah, it's a little thing called serendipity.
Perfect.
Opening up a
perfect,
soda.
Perfect.
It
Actually,
looks like beer, but it's soda.
it's just the beginning of Good Day. It's a skip on the album.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So going back to the song "Good Day," he plays a beer can rather well. You have rehearsed many years for that album.
Oh, yes,
the
yes.
beer can.
Yes, there are graduates from MIT that don't have the hours logged on the instrument that I have.
Right?
Thank
Hey,
you very
and let me
much.
tell you something. It's an art. Okay, so people ask us. Okay, so the song "Good Day," we're gonna play you just a little clip here, just to show you what we're talking about. So here it is. That beer can is an actual beer can opened by you. And here's what's funny about it. When we recorded it, if you remember, We tried multiple types of beer to get the sound, and we just couldn't find the sound. We just can't find. We might be here all evening, Beth.
The veritable Bob Rock.
Oh my goodness.
Of beer producers.
So, it's funny because when we play live, we drink a bunch of light beers because it's usually festivals in the summertime and all that. But on the recording, it was a Guinness because the Guinness cans have the little ball and the nitrous, and you open them and they go. So that's a little trivia for you. The beer can that you hear opening on the hALF Good Days recording is a real Guinness being opened by you.
Yeah, often.
I don't know if you drank it or if I drank it.
Probably you, but often imitated, never duplicated live because we drink light beers live. So
It's true. Got to keep it mellow when you're doing the show.
yeah.
So we had that video come out, and that video got a lot of traction for Good Day. Let's play Good Day.
It's a good day for being alive. It's a good day. There ain't no clouds in my sky. With a pen in my head, life's an open book. On my feet in the sand, sitting by a brook. It's a good day. Oh, it's a good, good day. Everything you've ever wanted is right here, right now. It's a good day. Whoever you are, it's a good, 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 good day to be a star. It's a good day. Have yourself a good day. Oh, good
Good Day the video ends up getting some attention, and right about this time is 2020, and this is when all the stages, the venues were having trouble. A lot, because listen, if you're a venue and you got live music, first off, in Pittsburgh, it's bad enough when you don't have a pandemic,
Yeah.
and everything's shut down, whatever you want to call it. When everything's shut down, it's bad enough. But then, everything happened. So we got contacted by Eric Roger, who put together SOS, which would save our stages, and he invited us to play SOS concert at pianos and stuff. It was web stream only.
That was their their inaugural show
Yeah.
at the
Piano in Stuff Music.
yeah.
Yeah. So we went down there, and of course we agreed to it. We didn't even have a band; it was just the two of us.
That's pretty typical.
So we started making phone calls, and it's like, oh my goodness, let's get this guy, that guy. So we put the band together. We just did all these tunes, and that's what launched us. And then after that, I think it wasn't too long after that we ended up getting invited down to Florida to be on a TV show for the Get Well Network, Be Well
Network.
Be Well Network.
Nothing to do with Demolition Man.
Nothing at all to do with Demolition.
Be Well.
or so we don't know that the Demolition Man took place in the future.
I just still
It
see
might have
plausible
started it.
deniability on
Yeah.
every level.
So then after that, we kind of assembled the band and started playing shows.
It started getting a lot of traction.
Good day.
Good day did. And go back and say, Utah and Bob Cup over at 97 Rock in Butler are like just
97.7.
Yeah.
The rock station started to play it in rotation.
yeah, and people were actually calling up and requesting it. And flash forward, radio station contest, basically all the listeners vote and say, what's your favorite song of the year from original artists in the area? So apparently hALF won, and we got this really cool award that you can do a cut shot later or something and show the
put it right
award.
here. So we ended up winning the Grassy Award for the best song of
Favorite song,
whatever
best
was-
song,
yeah.
best band, best song,
Voted,
whatever.
but yeah.
Best looking, best performing,
Best song ever written in the history of the world. Most intellectual band. It was a crazy award.
Sexuality through the roof band. I mean, it just goes on. But it was a handmade award that is super cool. I mean, it's most people say handmade quality, but no, this is really really cool.
And they put the
thing.
bike on it.
Yeah,
I mean, they knew the origins of the band. And
Yeah,
stuff. It was really cool.
very well done.
Then we did the album Believe, which is a 5-song EP kind of, because we needed to get something out quickly.
Our stuff can range from Zeppelin tunes through like you said, The Cure, 4 Non-Blondes. So if you can't find something in that stable of material,
Just sit down.
yeah, get out right now.
And on that note,
Get out.
And hey, I would love to keep talking about us because I love chatting about us, but we have a date with the pub.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll see. We're leaving. We're going to the pub.
More photos to be taken.
Yeah, I'm going to the pub. Come on, let's go to the pub.
All right.
See y'all.
Bye.
Are you there? Are you mystified? Do you stare If you believe